in to what was a really fun night. It felt like a New York Knicks game. All of the stars were out. Chief safety Echo Boydo, former old lineman Hayden Gelman, Christian McDuffie, closer Tyson Neighbors, former K-State track coach Cliff Rivelto with new coach Travis Getford, Olympian star Davis Woodall and Hunter Woodhall, along with Eric Kennard, who was on this show last week. Who can forget Jerome Tang?
Look
and
at him.
Some friendly banter with Willie and Little J. How about the uni matchup? KU with the crisp whites, chrome helmets, K-State the classic purple on gray. Throw out the record books. Time for rivalry. The first drive, Jayhawks came to play. Devin Neal left for a bit with an injury, so it was Savion Morrison time. The redshirt junior capped a 75-yard opening drive with a 38-yard touchdown. His first score since the Lindenwood game. And then he blew a few kisses to the crowd. After the two-team traded punts, it was K-State's turn to score. 95-yard drive ends in a Will Ancia touchdown grab, his second straight game with a score to tie it at 7, but then things got a little wonky. After a review, KU's Jameel Croft was ruled down at the 1 off the kickoff. Next play, safety. K-State leads 9-7.
It's a game of who could make another play. You know, the safety was such a critical moment for us to get that 2 points because that was really the difference in the game.
I don't want to get into criticizing a player, okay? That's not fair. The young man was trying to make a play, and he lost track of where he was at. Human mistake.
Both sides agreed post-game. That was a big momentum shifter after the safety. Yes, after that safety, K-State uses it to take a 2-score lead. Long pass to Jace Brown, followed by a Garrett Oakley jump pass touchdown from Avery Johnson. Check this out. Paying homage to Ben Sinnott's celebration against KU last year. A leg dab.
I think it was.
What we'll call it. Here's a side-by-side.
I give it an A+ for...
Right?
Yeah,
so fun. KU not letting go of this one, though. Next drive, 6 plays, 75 yards, ending in a Luke Grimm touchdown. K-State follows it with a 4-and-out, so there's a chance for KU to take the lead before half, but it's Marquise Siegel coming up with an interception instead for the second straight game, 14-16, your halftime score.
All right, let's go to the second half. A couple of fireball head coaches. Each team trade touchdowns out of it. Cats lead by 2. Let's try to make it 3. Looking for more, then Avery Johnson just drops the football. JB Brown falls on it. Now it's KU ball. Not too long after, Jayhawks utilize the deep ball. A drop touchdown from Quentin Skinner earlier is somewhat redeemed. 42-yard catch by Luke Grimm. That sets up JD6 using his legs. He looked good on his legs last night.
Yeah, he did. Very mobile.
He goes in for 6, muscling his way and through to give the Jayhawks their first lead, said 7-0. And KU looked like they had the upper hand most of the second half. The defense stood tall. After Avery's fumble, here's K-State's drive. 3-and-out, limited to a field goal, 3-and-out, and then a turnover on downs.
I feel like we got a lot of key stops. Obviously, there were a couple that we came up short on that we wish we could have back. But overall, I don't feel like we did a bad job at executing our plan.
Then comes the main story of this KU season. Chance to put the game away. Under 4 to play. Jalen Daniels. That ball's out, folks. Brendan Mott's the one who falls on it, and K-State has new life. 7 plays later, the biggest kick of Chris Tannett's life.
I would say so.
51-yard field goal, trailing by 1 point. Gotta have it. Would have been good from 60. Splits the uprights. K-State leads by 2 with 2 to go.
I want to tell you, the last month of watching Chris Tennant, I knew that was going in. I had no doubt in my mind. There was nobody on our sideline that had any doubt.
After I hit the kick, right when I made contact, I knew it was good. It's finally been kind of my season to step up a little bit and step up as a leader in the room, and that definitely helps on field.
Chris said his teammates were celebrating, but he said, guys, wait, there's 2 minutes left. KU moved the ball a bit, picking up a first down, but K-State brought pressure. They were blitzing. Then this play on 4th down, Austin Moore and VJ Payne get there. The ball is out once again for the Jayhawks. Ball goes out of bounds. Game over. K-State winners of 16 straight.
Both teams had very good offensive outputs. Both teams made some mistakes. And both teams, the quarterback made a mistake, but the quarterback's one of them making all the plays. So you knew that sometimes you're going to make a mistake. You get great players like those 2 kids are, and Avery and Daniels. They're going to make a ton of plays, and they're going to make a mistake.
We could have gotten after him more for sure. Again, it was frustrating at times. He's a heck of a player, heck of an athlete, able to extend plays.
I'll say our identity is that we prepare for adversity, and whatever's thrown at us, we can counter from it.
Great feeling. I know in the locker room, I told everybody, this was something that I can't even describe. This was a great feeling, and we want to capitalize off this win into next week.
I don't know. I think the last 2 years we've had our opportunities to win the game, and we haven't. We said we're not going to get into moral stuff, but I think for where it was at and where we think we are as a football team, obviously we're a 2-6 football team right now, and that's not very good.
Yeah, it's just like right there, and from my freshman year here where we got just stomped 55-7. I don't even know if we scored, but it's just the fact of you're right there and you can taste it, and it's a different type of feeling than like a normal win. We're at their place, they're ranked. This would be huge for us, and it would just tear them apart. And so just to be that close and not be able to close out and execute how we need to execute, it's just not a great taste in the mouth.
We said it, Coach Kleiman said it. If you like football, this was fun because the quarterbacks were good. Avery Johnson finishes 19-34 for 253 yards, 67 of those rushing. Identical stat line, 18 of 31 passing for 200 yards, 66 of those on the ground. A pair of TDs and turnovers, and he looked a lot like his old self at times.
He looked like the Jalen Daniels that was a preseason player of the year at one point. For 260 yards, 2 touchdowns, no turnovers, and a rushing score.
Great
but
night.
For Daniels, that means nothing if the Jayhawks can't find a win.
You're looking at that, looking in the mirror, you're trying to find every little thing that you can do to be able to help your team win. And quite frankly, I've still fallen short of being able to help my team be able to get to that finish line. This is going to be another week of being able to look at the film, be able to find all the mistakes that I made and be able to try to correct those.
Late defensive issues have been a theme in these losses. KU's been outscored 63-27 in the fourth quarter of these games.
Yeah, if you're going to keep it close, that margin in the fourth quarter cannot happen if you want to win.
Definitely not. And despite the high expectations leading into the season, the Jayhawks are now on bowl game watch. So here's their remaining schedule. They're off next week, then they host Houston, and then things get pretty heavy, that Sunflower Showdown in Manhattan.
Yeah, the schedule really picks up now. After this second bye, they're hosting number 11 Iowa State, then at number 14 BYU. Oof. We know what happened to K-State and Provo, then hosting Colorado and ending the season on the road at Baylor. A reminder, bowl eligibility takes 6 wins. KU veterans. Houston comes in last in the 16-team Big 12.
And we've got some superstars. Preseason all-conference selections out. KU sophomore Samaya Nichols gets the nod, along with Sundell and Lee. Lee was a unanimous pick, and all 3 were all-conference selections last year.
And boy, Samaya Nichols is going to be fun again this year.
Yes, she is. But the award goes a step farther here. Ayoka Lee was named the Preseason Player of the Year, first time for a Wildcat since Kendra Wecker in 2004. Here's Yoki on getting the nod.
It's an honor.
Unanimous selection. His point guard, DeJuan Harris Jr., joins him on the second team, along with K-State transfer forward Coleman Hawkins.
Unanimous selection leaves the writing on the wall. He's also the Big 12 Preseason Player of the Year, the second straight year for Dickinson to have the honor after being named an All-American last season with 18 points and 11 boards a game.
Wildcats, well, they get a nod too. Illinois transfer Coleman Hawkins named the conference's preseason co-newcomer of the year.
The game feels a lot better now that they got some juice in their system, but we can't talk about this game without that guy getting the hugs right there. The return of the Hawk Mamba. Ooh. Kobe Bryant was questionable to play, so he showed up and got 3 interceptions, tying the single game program record with Ring of Honor member Chris Harris Jr. And peep this shirt that Kobe Bryant is wearing in the post-game presser.
He's crazy, I ain't gonna lie, it's very crazy. I was shocked when I caught that third pick because I didn't think he was gonna throw the ball the last time, but he threw it and I caught it. I was like, I got 3 picks. What I need to do is, do I need to turn over the team or I just need to be like, next play, next play?
Well, speaking of Chris Harris Jr., we told you last week he officially retired a Bronco, and we caught up with him over Zoom, and he, of course, is a fan of this current DB room.
I love them. Melo Dotson, Kobe Bryant. I love those 2 guys. I think they broke every record or every stat that me and Talib had. From the film I've watched and seeing those.
A lot more progression-based stuff and just being able to go from one guy to another. I think it just starts with how clean the pocket was tonight.
They said all he could do was run, so for the first time in his collegiate career, no rushing attempts for Avery last night. He goes 19 of 29. 2 yards shy of 3 bills, along with 3 touchdowns, no interceptions, another clean game. And the best thing you can say, he's clearly only getting better.
Right, career day for him. And that takes us to this Saturday,
Woo!
7 p.m., Bill Snyder Family Stadium. Mark your calendars, Sunflower Showdown Football Edition. Some fun facts here for you. This is the 4th longest active consecutive rivalry in the sport, playing each other every year since way back when in
1910, Mike Ahern said, "I'm not playing you guys," if y'all remember it.